Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Life's Milkshake Moment with health coach Joe D.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Life's Milkshake Moment. Today there was a little bit of a delay, and so I just decided you needed to hear "There is Hope" one more time, because what we've got here is hope personified in our guest. As you know, we're making a blitz onto our book launch with the legendary Les Brown and best-selling author, publisher of 14, did I say 14 books? And this will be 15, the incomparable J.B. Owen. This is what I know. It is just absolutely amazing to me that we're here. For those of you that are just experiencing Life's Milkshake Moment for the first time, life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. Today was a milkshake with it raining in Florida like a tsunami. Thereby, you get a hat rather than hair. That's just the way it goes. You go with the flow because life's on you. It just does. But in these times and every time, I can only tell you, as a certified health coach and now a PhD in holistic nutrition, boy, that's a marriage. I'm just loving the sound of this. You can just say from now on, Dr. J, have a healthy day. But it wasn't always like that. People looked at me. They said, "What sport do you coach?" And I said, "Your body, una cuerpo, una vida." And that's why I decided to be a part of this book, because you have one body and one life. At 67, wasn't it just one of those life's milkshake moments that I could go ahead and say, I am going to be with the incomparable, the one and only, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the Les Brown, to be a part of something that will be legendary. Les, and all of his many, many accolades that are far too great to mention. He's never been a best-selling author. So this is our gift. Our 30 plus authors are giving back to him. And yes, this is a Ginsu knife commercial today. Yes, it is, because there's so much that you can get out and of this, and you're going to feel. But wait, there's more. What I can tell you is that my story is one of tummy ache to transcendent health. See, everybody has a tummy ache right now. My first childhood memory was of that 3-year-old just having that excruciating tummy ache. Why? Because I had a physical manifestation from losing my father, his untimely death of age 42. It expelled in my emotions. Isn't that what we're feeling right now in COVID? You get people, we've got obesity, we've got suicide, we've got mental illness, we have got drug addiction, we have alcoholism. It's not what we're eating, ingesting, or drinking or consuming. It's what's eating and consuming and engulfing us. So that's my version of ignite the hunger in you so we can transcend a better world for humanity. And this is what I know, ladies and gentlemen, you can put November 4th, 5th, and 6th on your calendar. I have put in the chat bar, you can get your summit tickets now. We're going to have later on with my guest, the 7 reasons, which is Les Brown's lucky number, why you should attend. Why should you decide to invest in you? And we will give you the code, but I'm going to do it at the very beginning right now. It is Get Hungry. You can go ahead and get yourself hungry with this discount code. Just go ahead and DM me at Health Coach Jody on their Instagram, Facebook. It's the same. It's Jody. It's Jodee. That's me. and Bear, the dyslexic Bear, Baer, DM me. And book sales, summit tickets, all of this, we're going and doing a house account between my wonderful guest and I today. Yes, Ashley Patterson, my wonderful guest. She is a Wonder Woman. But don't you love those people in your life that they're unsung heroes? As I told her the other day, she's like the sixth man on the basketball team. NBA championships are not won with the five that are on the field. It's always the sixth man that comes in to just resurrect the game, resurrect the winning shot, resurrect the other five to give them support. And that's what Ashley Patterson, I call her, well, she's awesome. I call her, yes, she's an angel, because you're going to hear the title of her chapter in our Ignite the Hunger in You. And she is one angelic woman. She has a servant leadership heart. She is always there, and she just cares about humanity. When we started, I just went like this. Love you, Ashley. And you're going to make the heart symbol after you hear and experience Ashley with her background, her personal story, her absolutely leading up into being part of this Hungry to Speak Inner Circle family with Les Brown, the authorship with JB, and also with Les. But what I want you to know, she is the founder and CEO of Elite Acuity. It just fits her. She's so elite, and she has laser beam focus to be acute. And what she does is that sixth man supportive service. How many entrepreneurs they're like, squirrel, what squirrel? No Tyrones in here, of course. Squirrel, what squirrel? They're here, they're bright, BSO, bright, shiny object, here. Focus is what she does. Focus, because she builds for entrepreneurs. And yes, her action-oriented approach with mindset and a strategic consulting is the reason that she was regional manager and marketing manager for Costco Wholesale. She could turn that inventory just like that, and she can do that for your business. That's what she's good at. She has used her extensive education and experience to help this client base of hers. Check this out. Are you ready for this? She has a 90%, yes, a 90% conversion of her clients, increasing their revenues, because systems give you stability. Systems sell, not the bright, shiny object. She focuses you with elite, which is Ashley, is one of the elite, and that acuity that everyone needs. But she really, really credits her success is that people showing gratitude. And how many times have I talked about this on our podcast? Absolutely. Showing gratitude and empowering people so they know how powerful they are. But today, experiencing Ashley Patterson, you will absolutely feel how powerful she is and what she can do by just knowing and experiencing the elite acuity. Miss Ashley from Albuquerque, welcome to Milkshake Moment Wednesday. What is your life's milkshake moment today? Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your platform.
I mean, I was working this. I'm like, am I going to read everything about Ashley? No, I'm just going to speak from your heart. I hope that you felt this, because that is you. So just give a little bit about you, what I left out, your background, and just take it from there, Ashley. A little bit about Ashley Patterson, would you please?
Absolutely. So first of all, that was a fabulous introduction. Even better than what I would have expected or what I would have said for myself. So long story short, I came from an inquisitive background. I grew up in a very loving family. We're a very large family. My grandmother helped to raise me, and when I was a kid, she would come home and quiz me on different situations for HR. She was an HR director for a women's hospital. And so that's how I learned a lot about how to service people and customer service and how to treat people and how to, problem solve, was when she would come home and ask me, what would you do in this situation? What would you do in that situation? Because anybody who knows HR knows that it's very much situational. There are some solid foundations, but everybody's different. And so that's where I learned my foundation of how to service people. And as I grew up, I, went to school. I started school early, so I graduated early. And I remember I started college. I was 17 years old. And, the youngest kid in the dorms, couldn't do anything. So I stayed in my dorm and I studied. And, once I got of age, of course, I partied. But being the youngest in my class helped keep me grounded because I couldn't do the things that other kids were doing. So moving forth with that, I went to college. I got my undergrad in business admin, and then I got my master's in accounting. And in between time, in the meantime, I had been working for Costco. It started off as just a summer job because I needed money as a college student. And
Costco and Walmart are always hiring. There you go.
exactly. And it turned into a career. I quickly got promoted up the ladder and learn the business, learn all the different avenues on how to market, how to sell, how to run a warehouse. And the nice part, and I think the most monumental part about working for Costco, was it really taught me how to be agile. It really taught me the importance of knowing your people, knowing your numbers, and knowing the business. And, as a regional trainer, I would be traveling from Albuquerque to Colorado, Albuquerque to San Diego. And when it was time to present to my manager or my regional, they didn't care that I was traveling. You'd better hit those numbers. And that is what helped me to really hone in on what is the most effective way to run the business and still travel and still do all these other things.
And.
Exactly.
And to think about how you got trained, how many times, and especially because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Ashley. I just failed to mention, so I want to interject there. Any of our audience is on Clubhouse. Just be there in Clubhouse on the 22nd. If you don't have an invitation, just look up Ashley and myself. And of course, I put Ashley's handle for Instagram and her Facebook in the chat bar as you were giving this wonderful, this foray of filling in the blanks. That's the thing that you're the best at. But this is what I know. Women's Sense, it will be a 13-hour experience with women and men that support women, a time where we're going to go into our six senses that I believe, starting with spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial, and ignite the hunger in the Clubhouse audience. And yes, there will be some incentives to do a pre-sale with the book. But I want to come back to this because it's women, it's kind of a woman's month with breast cancer awareness, the power of a family member, whether it's an aunt, a grandmother, or a mother. Ashley, how many times have we heard that story since we've been together? For me now, it's been, I know you were a bit before me, but being in this hungry to speak inner circle with Les Brown, how many times have we heard grandmother, mother, aunt? How many?
I don't know. I have no clue. Well over 1 million times. I'm certain of that.
Yes. And here, your trajectory happened from just a woman that would come home for you. My mother, being that woman, said, Jody, practice that piano. You're going to have to do that. And it just forged that talent for me. So let's hear it. I'm going to say, let's hear it for all the women in our lives. That is just so amazing. And I know that you've written a chapter in Les Brown's book, and I love your title. It is The Power of Prayer. Why did you select that title?
It just came to me because that was my journey. That at that moment, that was where I was at that time.
There's nothing more powerful than a righteous man or woman. And you are that, Ashley.
Thank you. I strive to stay connected.
And you do. It shows that heart that I gave you when we started. So where are you in this journey of writing this story, The Power of Prayer? Just give our audience just a little bit of insight, but you got to buy the book to hear the rest. So give us a little thumbnail sketch, would you please?
Absolutely. Without letting the cat out of the bag, Power of Prayer is a moment in time where I was as an entrepreneur. And it's near and dear to me because so many authors, speakers, entrepreneurs go through this moment of fog. They go through this moment where they think they're on the right path, but they're really not sure. They're right on the cusp. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I'm not supposed to be doing? And this chapter speaks to that. If you are a writer, entrepreneur, or speaker, and you're in that fog where you're not 100% sure, you feel like it's right, but you need that extra boost, that affirmation, then this chapter is for you.
Fog to faith. That's what we're talking about. And how many times, as I said earlier, Ashley, how that bellyache, my water is broke. It goes from urgency to emergency. Women know this. What are you going to do? Here we have the what are you going to do? Now from fog to faith. And when you got, just as we were in this inner circle with Left Strong, I always like to know people's experiences. I heard from Maynard just said, well, I got this call from one of my buddies and my subcommittee says, dude, we have to write this book. He's okay. I've had another author with Dr. Yasmin who will be on next week. And she said, I just was called 3 or 4 times. I know I just said, I got to do this. What was your experience that said, I am going to be part of this journey in Les Brown's book?
I remember it like it was yesterday. I was in the class being mentored by Les Brown, and JB made the announcement, and I kept going back and forth with it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Keep in mind, I've done a book with JB. I'm already an international bestseller. So I knew the quality of her work. I just wasn't sure if this was for me. So that was my disposition when I heard the announcement. And I remember JB calling me, because we're friends. And she says, you've got to do this. You got to do this. And I said, well, let me think about it, just kind of dragging my feet.
Oh, you were a foot dragger like Dr. Yasmin. Okay.
Exactly. But the very next morning, it felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I don't know why. I don't know why or how that even happened, where I woke up feeling as though you have to do this. It's not a choice. This dropped in your lap for a reason. Go for it. And as soon as I came to, I was on the phone texting JB, I'll do it. I changed my mind. I'll do it. There was no hesitation, but for whatever reason, there was that moment of doubt.
And isn't that a lot of what you just said about going from fog to faith?
Exactly.
That power of prayer, it's a transition piece. And then you just know that or as my mother would say, in my knower, I know it in my knower. And it's that knower piece that makes all the difference. And yes, I mean, congratulations on already being a best-selling author with JB. And boy, is it 14 books that she's done? How many is it?
I do believe it's 14, and she is phenomenal. She has taken us to a place that even I had never imagined. I remember the first time I ever spoke to her, she did say, I'm 13 best-selling, compilations. And I took it for granted what she was saying at that moment until I started working with her side by side. And I realized, wow, she is clearly here for all the right reasons. And it's an honor to be able to write a story with her.
Absolutely. That's very professional. What I have told her is this, Ashley. I said, girl, you don't play.
That's the Jody way.
you don't play, you don't play, you don't play. And I mean, that's just, and so, let's, okay, so I'm going to come back, Miss Acuity, I'm going to come back to my professional way, but I just felt that in my heart. I'm going, whoa, no wonder she calls herself the pink billionaire. The quality of her work and the supportive work that we've gotten in the systems. Even you, Ashley, haven't you just learned so much from her systems, being a system specialist?
Absolutely. I always have my pen and paper out anytime she's talking, anytime she releases something, anytime she has something to say. And that also speaks to the chapter of the book. It's, having that heart of a child and looking at things with wide eyes, like you've never seen it before. Because the bottom line is when you're going through that fog to fade, you do see it differently for the first time, and you don't realize it's been there that entire time.
And that is part of your quote, that you have your personalized quote. Obviously, gang, you know what mine is. Life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. So we're going to come back to my quote, but I want to give this to you with your quote here. What is your quote around the eyes of a child? Please share it with our audience.
Absolutely. Prayer changes everything when you have the heart of a child.
Ooh, so let's go into that heart of a child. Let's go back to that moment where you got quizzed by what would you do with HR? What was it? And as I speak about life is like a milkshake, give our audience a couple of your milkshake moments from that time to then at Costco to now. I'd love to hear.
Oh my goodness, there's so many milkshake moments. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. I have been so blessed to be around so many strong, powerful women and men, but the women really moved the needle for me in my life, starting with my grandmother coming home and quizzing me. Then, I grew up and went to college. That was another milkshake moment, learning how to live on my own and learning how to survive, learning how to make money, learning the systems. I never thought in a million years that the things that I learned at Costco would ignite my own business,
Yes.
and ignite everybody else's business. So that was an ignite moment. That was a milkshake moment where I remember when I was still working at Costco, and I was strategically planning the inventory. So I would go to the top of the building. Literally, I could hang off the poles. And so I'm on the roof, and I remember mapping it out and just thinking to myself that I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied. And you can imagine you're standing on a multi-million, billion-dollar corporation where you're requested and you don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel worried. And that was my milkshake moment where I knew that I had to do something for me. I had to do something that really satisfied what I came here for, what my purpose was. And that's what started the journey of even finding my purpose. Because at that point, I thought Costco was it. I was gonna retire there. So that is also a milkshake moment. All of these things led me to Ignite, and it led me to Hungry to Speak. It led me to Les Brown. And I can't take that for granted, but I also can't take credit for it. It was through the power of prayer. And it led me to everybody in that group, which now led everybody in that group and a few others inside of this book.
Yes.
So life is a milkshake. I have 100 milkshake stories, but this is the freshest milkshake right now.
Yes, and I tell you what, it's got a little bit of whipped cream and a strawberry on top, because that's just how you just package it just so amazingly. And I'm just thinking about how I want our listeners here to come back, and we're getting all kinds of hearts from those comments, by the way. Thanks guys for just commenting. And yes, Ashley's sincerity and heart are just absolutely amazing. Not sure who wrote that, but I just wanted to give that back to you. What I know is this, Ashley, you are amazing. You are, you would not have come into my life had I not said yes with my coach, who here I was on a 72-hour clubhouse thing. I heard Les Brown and I'm going, I remember just cowering behind a speaker backstage when I spoke before him on weight loss, of course, at a convention. I'm going, I'm not going down this elevator and missing this. I'm going to hear him from behind. And I shook his hand and I said, and I'm going to be by your side and I'm going to be out front with you one day. Where does that come from? And here we are. So speak it. Audience, speak those milkshake moments. Speak it in with that heart-centered power of prayer and be like a child and be there. Yes, at our summit. And like I said, this is against a knife commercial. You know why? Because it's for you. It's for you and you being more than you ever thought you could be. Because Ashley, don't you feel that with being around JB and John Leslie and Les Brown? Don't you just feel like you are more than just a spectator? We are playing on the ball field, aren't we?
We really are. And this summit means something to everybody. It means something to us who are participating, as well as the audience, because there was a time where I couldn't have imagined that this was going to happen. I knew I wanted to do something great, but who would have thunk it that it would have gotten to this magnitude? So
Yes.
this is really for everybody, including us, to say, you know what, not only is it possible, but we did it. And we're here to share our knowledge with the rest of the world so that you can do it.
Yes, and get over those tummy aches and get through it from fog to faith with the power of prayer. And here we go. So the 7, as I said, and fill in anything else because you are the systems lady. Please, Miss Ashley. Grandmama would want you to do that now. Okay. And so November 4th, 5th, and 6th, mark it on your calendars. These are the top 7 reasons. 3 days of being poured into over 50 people. You're going to hear just one story that's going to ignite you. Unlimited access to the recordings. Hearing the Les Brown, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the legend, every single day. Number 4, $10,000 in bonuses. And did I say the price tag is free with the bonuses from the authors? A chance to be in a drawing one-on-one, to have that coaching session with Mr. Les Brown. This is a $179 value. However, but wait, there's more. It is $69 right here, right now, but it's a very limited supply, very limited. So go to this website, ignitethehungeringyou.com/summit. It's at the top of the feed. Go to that site, and when you do, type in the discount code Get Hungry. When you do that, I'm asking you to DM me, Jody Bear, because Ashley and I are sharing, because I'm in the power of share. So we do get credit there. We're not just out here just having a spa day or taking a swim or eating chocolate cake. We're actually actively promoting for us to get to the number 1. Did I just say this? Number 1 on the New York Times bestseller. Okay, let's just go for it, right? So Ashley, what did I leave out on that list? Is there anything that I omitted, dear?
The list sounds complete to me. Most importantly, outside of every wonderful ingredient that Miss Jody laid out for you, this is really for you. This is a chance for you to make some decisions in your life. You may be wanting to start your own business. You may be wanting to become a speaker or an author. You may already be those things. And this is really going to help you push the needle for yourself. So that is the cherry on top, that all of this is 100% for your benefit.
Absolutely. Ashley, I knew that you would fill us to the brim on this milkshake moment. I just knew it. I could feel it. I think I said to you like 3 or 4 times that I'm so excited to do this. And then I just got a bunch of more hearts. Feel us, be with us. Because the one thing I know about faith Faith and fear can't be in the same vessel. Fear and fog will be. So it's choose you. Choose now, because now spelled backwards is one. So just in honor of you being a best-selling author. And yes, next week it will be Dr. Yasmin. It will be, and she's a doctor of psychology in New York. She has a #1 practice. Also, Diana Lockett. She is a yoga master. We will be learning some Zen moments, I'm sure, will be my guest on Life's Milkshake Moments. We'll be back at 6 p.m. That's what we usually do, but this is what I know. Ashley, you are amazing. You live
Thank
up
you.
to your name of Acuity. And just like, wasn't it Ignite the Possibility, the name of your book?
Yes, Ignite Possibilities. And that is also still available on Amazon or eliteacuity.com as well.
Beautiful. And I've got the eliteacuity.com on Ashley's banner. Also got her IG handle, which is Ashley Acuity. And see, it makes sure that you're looked up the word acuity, spell it right. You won't find her, that's for sure. But in honor of this, Ignite the Possibilities in all sincerity, one of Mr. Les Brown's words is, it's possible. It's possible to open up the key to a whole new future for you. It's possible. It's possible to give you access to an unlimited power that you will have inside yourself. Les Brown goes on to this quote and say that it's all that you need because, as Ashley said, it's inside of you. And let's say the word together. And what's the second part of this, Ashley? Let's say it together. It's
possible. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And one last thing, Jody, before we close out, I just wanted to say a parting, because this is Women's Month and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please, 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 everybody out there listening, be sure to honor a woman in your life. Unfortunately, we have all known somebody who's passed from cancer, or we know somebody who survived from cancer, which is a plus. But the bottom line is let's honor our women, every woman, one woman, it doesn't matter. Take the time to say thank you to a woman for all that she does and sacrifices. Thank you.
Beautiful. Let's save the TAWs no matter what. And what I will be covering and how this happens. Isn't that the truth, Ashley?
Yes.
Just let's call it what it is. But in all sincerity and seriously about this, I'm going to be going over holistic things that every woman can do for herself so that she doesn't be a part of that statistic. That's where this came about. And then I talked with JB and I'm going, but we have all these female authors. And then we collaborated and said, well, let's do a clubhouse room. Oh, we can't do it in 2 hours. Let's make it 13 hours. It's my lucky number. So that's how it builds from a little girl. Okay. And I want to just honor you for this. A little girl who just needed a side job at Costco to going to regional manager, hitting her numbers no matter what. Now, soon to be a double best-selling author. Ashley Patterson, you light up my life just like your smile.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jody. You are amazing. And get ready for the ride.
Let's do it together. Ignite the hunger in you with that heart. Much love. See you back on Life's Milkshake Moment. Yes, we'll see you back to maybe in 2 days. Just keep notice for this. Maybe in 2 days for a special guest. I don't know. Doesn't that keep it exciting? But most definitely on the 13th of October, 6 p.m., Dr. Yasmin Syed and Master Yogi Diana Lockett. What I can say is life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. Make your ingredient come with us for the summit of a lifetime. As Ashley said, let's go on for the ride because we got you from the front of the bus to the back of the bus. Come with us. Ciao for now.